today's video, I will be sharing 10 things that I think every young adult should do to secure their future. Especially if you're in your 20s or 30s, I would definitely advise for you guys to watch this video. And of course, if you're older or younger, it is also for you, but definitely watch it if you are now getting into that world of paying bills or having your own responsibility. Basically, I think that this video is definitely for you. I feel like every young adult should start by building good financial habits. I know it's easy for us to party, buy clothes, buy wigs, buy makeups for the guys, buy video games and so forth. Some of us want to travel. Some of us want to shop. And while all that is good, I feel like there are more things that we should be focused on. And of course, feel free to have fun, but that should not be our main focus. It is good to build financial habits early. How you manage $100 is how you're going to manage $10,000. So I would advise to start budgeting, start saving, and try investing as well if you can. Investing when you're young builds long-term stability and of course financial freedom. I am in my late 20s and I am now starting to budget and save and prioritize certain things. And while sometimes it can be hard for me, I do have to understand that at the end of the day, I don't want to stay on this same level for the rest of my life. I don't want to be 65 years old with nothing. So what I started doing was to go to like the credit union and I save some money on that credit union for myself. It's a start. I was watching a video the other day and they were talking about you don't become rich by saving. You become rich by investing. And I thought about it because while we're saving our monies in the bank, yes, we may have $10,000 in the bank, but at the end of the day, when we take that $10,000 out, we have zero. However, if we use that $10,000 to build an apartment and rent that apartment, and that's just an example, you could start a business as well. But if we use that money to rent an apartment, or to build an apartment, and then rent it out, we get money every month. So now we get more than that $10,000. So that is the mindset that I'm like trying to go off of because I want to also invest my money. And you don't have to be rich to invest because I'm not rich and I am willing to work on Another thing would be to invest in skills, not just degrees. I feel like degrees open doors, but skills, it keeps you in the room. So learn things that gives you leverage. So like coding, communication, leadership, digital tools, even trade if that's a thing that you guys do. I always say that people make it seem as though you gotta have a degree to do certain things. And the truth is, most people without a degree can do the job just as good as those who study for it, and even better. That's just my 2 cents. I'm sorry. And it's not leaving. I always tell people, for example, social workers. I'm pursuing my bachelor's in social work. And I always tell people, I prefer to speak to someone who has been through it versus someone who studied about it. And I feel like people like me who have been through a lot of stuff, depression and all the works, I can relate more to someone who is going through the same thing versus someone who studies for it. Not saying that people are not good at their jobs whenever they go and study for it, but I'm also putting it out there because people always feel like because you have a degree, you're smarter than everybody else, and you're wrong. If you're living in the US or if you're living somewhere that you have to build your credit scores, I would say to protect that. I feel like your credit card is your adult report card. Personally, I don't like the credit cards because you gotta pay interest and I'm like, it's okay, I'll just buy it when I can. But for some, good credit can change your access to loans or homes or cars, and for some, even job opportunities. So if you live in a country that is a thing, then build that score. Surround yourself with purpose-driven people. Your circle can make or break your growth. Build relationship with people that helps you to grow and not stay stagnant. I always say that I don't believe the term that says, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. But while I don't believe that, I also believe that if you surround yourself around people that are not, that does not have the same mindset as you, sometimes you can put yourself in a position where you're just stagnant. You're not growing because they don't want to grow for themselves. They don't want better for themselves. So they're just stuck in that one mentality, that one cycle. And then eventually you might be the one that just becomes like a daisical as well. You don't want to do much. You just want to, stick to the one thing, that one set thing that eventually will not help you to grow. So find people who has same goals as you, and also people who are going to clap even if you do better than them while they're helping you grow. Stay consistent with your health and well-being. I'm not a physical person, and I think that that's something that I need to work on as well, like to just take care of me. But while this might not sound like a goal to some, it should be a goal, because I feel like we as young people, we do not take pride in ourselves in that way, and we do not take these things serious. So that is something that you should definitely try to include in your goals, because what good will success be if your body is not? So take care of your body well. Move often or rest properly. Health is wealth. So make sure you're healthy. This is a big one. Invest time in learning emotional intelligence. Being smart is one thing, but being mentally wise is everything. Master communication, self-awareness, and boundaries. I'm still learning to do that. It will help in love, work, and friendships. Another thing I'll say is to think long-term and not short-term. Quick pleasure often leads to long-term problems. We don't want that. So train your mind to delay gratification. Compound success takes time. 2 more things. Learn to navigate life and not panic. Life will shift, but will you? We have to learn to adapt when things changes, whether in career or relationships or even mindset. Last but not least, which should actually be the first thing, would be develop a relationship with God or your purpose. When you know your why, you stop chasing distractions. Build spiritual foundations. Pray. Get in tune with God. Depend on God for everything. And also build a core foundation that will keep you grounded, especially when life gets tough. I really, really hope that this was helpful to someone out there. If you are having a hard time doing certain things, always start small. Some habits are hard to get out of, but if we start small, if we start to do something that we haven't done, if it's even for 2 minutes a day, or if it's even once a week, for example, if you're save once a week, then eventually you're going to find yourself saving twice a week. Then eventually you're going to find yourself saving more. Like, let's start building habits that are going to change our lives. I really, really hope this helped you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video, and see you guys in my next video. Always remember to stay true to yourself, because there's nobody in this world that's better than you. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye. Mwah.